And thank you for tuning in to today's video. Today we'll be looking at the weather between now, New Year and beyond using the GFS, GEM, ECMWF and the UKV charts. So now, if we start off with the GFS, we can see that we're currently under an area of low pressure that's to the north, high pressure over Spain and the Azores, and bringing in a westerly wind across the country from the Atlantic that's miles west and windy. As we go forward then into the 28th of December, low pressure again off the Atlantic that'll bring rain and showers, some heavy with perhaps some thunder. And after that, we go a bit cooler on Thursday, the 29th. Further showers, possibly a few wintry in the north. And then we get more low pressure into the 30th of December. Rain, mild temperatures for a time, but in the north it's quite cool, so there could be a bit of winteriness there. And then we go quite cold on New Year's Eve, quite cool, chilly. And then on New Year's Day, low pressure comes up from the south, and we go mild, possibly even stormy, and very wet on New Year's Day. And after that, mild, wet. We get some high pressure up from the south by the 4th of January and into the 5th especially. That will turn things milder and drier as low pressure goes towards Iceland and Greenland, quite deep low there. High pressure from the Azores going into the Atlantic and up into Europe. And in between that, we're pulling up a southwesterly winds from the Azores. If we look at the upper air temperatures, these are the temperatures at about 1,500 meters into the above sea level, and this temperature is basically the level where the average pressure is 850 hectopascals or millibars. So, and that's level is about 1,500 meters. So yeah, quite mild there. Actually, not excessively mild. So there could be some frost and fog if it's clear. And on it goes. High pressure goes back into the east of Europe, and low pressure eventually wins out, and we go stormy there on the 9th of January, and on we go, and more low pressure off the Atlantic, running off the Atlantic, mild, wet, windy, flat as a pancake. Low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, over Spain, and low pressure over the Faroe Islands. In comes a flat westerly wind, so mild, wet, windy. Look, yeah, cold in the north, mild in the south. That's a classic Irish and British winter scenario. We're up in between mild and cold. We have a lot of rain on the boundary. That's why we've got a lot of rain. Westerly winds and the divide between mild and cold. On to the GEM run then. By the way, today I'm using westerncentral.de for the charts. This is a bit different to MeteoCL. It looks a bit different. But today I'm just using this for a change. I'll do it tomorrow as well, and probably until New Year and beyond. Okay, so the GEM then. Starting off, I'll just do 6-hour intervals for this. And I've got the hover on, so actually, I don't have the hover on. Let me get that enabled first, and then we can go. So, low pressure in the Atlantic tomorrow, Wednesday, the 28th of December. Wet and windy, followed by showers, some heavy. We go a bit cooler there on the 29th of December. The upper air temperatures lower down a bit. And we go through low pressure on the 30th of December, reducing the mild southwesterly winds. We push through then, and it gets a bit colder for New Year's Eve. Get a bit of a northwesterly wind in, and a little area of low pressure forms there by New Year's Day. And on the northern side of that low pressure, you see there's quite a big contrast in temperature at 850 HPA. It's 0 degrees around Dublin Wicklow, but it's minus 5 degrees in the northwest. And around this green zone here, through most of Northern Ireland, down into Cavan, Monaghan, Longford, Meath, Sligo, down along this strip here, there could be some winteriness It's just something to keep an eye on, and that's like moves out of the way because it spreads to other areas. And let's put this back on. Could be a bit of winteriness on New Year's Day, but beyond that, we go miles wet and windy. As again, we see that build of pressure towards the south, over France and Spain. There, low pressure gets held back around Iceland and Greece, Iceland and Greenland, should I say? Sorry, and we pump up this big miles wind from the southwest, from the Azores. Look at this. It's a very, very long fetch southwesterly. It starts around the Azores or just beyond the Azores, moves up through there, all the way towards Ireland, the UK, up to Shetland, the Faroe Islands, up to the west of Norway, towards Svalbard, and beyond that into the Arctic, and possibly even towards the North Pole. Big long fetch southwesterly winds actually push through. I also want to talk about something called warm air advection. You see, so whenever you get a big southwesterly winds, and it pumps warm air, or it just wafts warm air, any word that you like to use for this really mild wind from the south, it just wafts it all up into the Arctic, and that helps to build a ridge of high pressure over Scandinavia, as you got a big southerly wind here, so it since high pressure with the winds going anti-clockwise, or should I say clockwise? Sorry about that. It generally makes a Scandinavian high in that position. If you see what I mean there. So that's just naturally one thing that the weather tends to do. If you get loads of mild winds pushing up from the Azores into the Arctic, you generally get some high pressure over Scandinavia. And as we push through to the end of the GEM run, low pressure is seeming to win the battle between the high over Scandinavia and the low over the Atlantic. So that's coming to nothing, and it looks like we're going into a westerly pattern. ECMWF then, it's still coming out. So it's out now. But anyway, I'm gonna compare it to the midnight run and see if anything's changed. So here we go. Enable the hover. As we go through, westerly winds on the 29th, bringing quite cold air, and then chilly, not really cold enough for snow, put it that way. And as we go through, hold on, that's better. New Year's Eve looks chillier. New Year's Day we get a bit of low pressure to the south, and that comes northwards probably. 2nd of January looks cold and bit wintry for the north. I saw the precipitation type chart for this, and there was a bit of a wintry mix across the northeast of the country. So that's one to watch. And after that goes through. It goes milder, and we get this big a big southwesterly winds, high pressure over Russia this time, but very close to Scandinavia, and we're not like that. High pressure towards the Baltic Sea and Russia, trying to put in an easterly wind, but it doesn't look too promising. Looks like there's some low pressure in the Atlantic that'll just come on top of it. And now we can look at the latest 12-day run to the front again, to the start of it, should I say, and then to go through the 28th of December, on and on and on. Again, we go a bit cooler on the 29th, a bit milder on the 30th, but actually the 30th looks cooler on this version, on this run, should I say, and then going on into the 31st of December, New Year's Eve, we go colder, a bit of a northwesterly. New Year's Day, we have a little low pressure there and cold day, if I put the temperature. Yeah, -5 ice firm into the northwest of Ireland, so anywhere really across Ireland could see snow on New Year's Day. You can see New Year's Eve looks really cold. Yeah, and that sort of comes a bit down for the south on this 2nd of January. And we're under a bit of high pressure, so that'd be quite frosty. On we go into the third of January, and we go mild, very mild on the 4th of January. Big southwesterly winds. 5th looks southwesterly, and the 6th looks southwesterly. And on into the UKV charts, then this is the detail for the precipitation over the next 5 days. We can see also the precipitation type. So you see it's snowing right now across Scotland, but that will soon diminish as we get milder air from the Atlantic. Tomorrow we get rain from the southwest. Quite a bit of a heavy burst there across parts of the Midlands. That clears through. Some showers to end the day. It's only just to snow across Scotland as usual. And Thursday, Wednesday night we get showers. Thursday is a showery day. Mainly the showers in the west, but they will get to the east at times. Cold enough for a bit of winteriness over Wicklow on Thursday. We push through then, and we get rain from the southwest. You notice that it goes a bit wintry over the high ground in the north, especially over northern England, and on into the rest of Friday and into Saturday. Then, quite showery on Saturday, quite mild as well. Maybe mild, I think. For the south, yeah, quite mild in the south, but in the north, a sort of winteriness there, so it's quite cold in the north. On Saturday, New Year's Eve, and then as we go into New Year's Day, we go quite nice and clear, really. So if you're out watching the displays or having parties, that doesn't look too bad. It'd probably be quite chilly. Yeah, it is quite chilly. So a bit frosty on New Year's Day morning, I would say. Get rid of that. Yeah, a cold New Year's Day morning. The only snow depth on New Year's Day on that run is over Scotland, not over here, so no point checking that. I wanted precipitation and clouds, not snow depth. And then on to New Year's Day, it's quite foggy actually on New Year's Day, so do be careful if you're going home from parties or going to parties or just meeting family, enjoying your bank holiday. Anyway, and we are quite cold on New Year's Day, as you can imagine. Temperatures only getting towards freezing, 1 degree in the east and north. That is similar to the values we saw in the first half of December, and that's quite shocking because that is only a westerly pattern, should I say. That's quite remarkable. Anyway, we're done for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back for another update tomorrow. For now, goodbye, and I hope you enjoyed it.